Imagine you in the same little shirt you had on at the Wild 'N Out show, dunking. You know how many t-shirts you gonna sell, cuz? You tripping.
Oh my
what?
God.
What?
Oh God.
The same little shirt you had on.
Okay, all right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Shaq just told Angel Reese to her face to put on some decent clothes. What started as a cozy little podcast with Uncle Shaq turned into a media firestorm, and let's just say the fallout is blowing up the internet. Shaq didn't just comment on Angel Reese's outfit. Oh no, he went full Shaq mode and set off a chain reaction that's got everyone raising their eyebrows. If you thought you'd seen drama before, think again. Things got really uncomfortable on the podcast. But the thing is, some people agree with Shaq and say that he said nothing but the truth, while others are calling him creepy. So watch till the end and tell me what you think. So here's how it all went down. It was Angel Reese's podcast, which included a chill setup, good vibes, and Shaq, the ultimate mentor uncle figure, sitting across from her. They're supposed to be talking basketball, LSU memories, and career advice, right? But then, seemingly out of nowhere, Shaq decides it's time to address the elephant in the room, Angel's outfit at the Wild 'N Out event, and this was a part of the result.
Shaq receives backlash for telling Angel Reese to imagine how many shirts she would sell if she dunked in those tiny shirts she wore.
Shaq didn't just mention the outfit, he went all in. He told her essentially that if she kept showing skin like that, she could sell a whole lot more merch. Seriously, that's not the kind of advice you expect from your Uncle Shaq. You could practically see the shock on Angel's face. And let's be real, she wasn't the only one cringing. Even the production crew looked like they'd seen a ghost, and fans were quick to call it out.
Shaq sexualizing Angel Reese when he's 30 years her senior and has kids older than her.
Here's what he said exactly. Imagine you on the same little shirts you had on at the Wild 'N Out show dunking. Do you know how many t-shirts you going to sell cause you tripping? I mean, this is a really wild statement, especially coming from Shaq, the big man himself. Angel tried to play it cool, but let's not kid ourselves. Her face was saying, wait, did he just say that? You could tell she was doing her best to keep calm and keep it professional, but that wasn't exactly the vibe Shaq was bringing. And from that moment on, folks, the internet exploded.
Angel Reese got upset with Shaq after he kept fantasizing about her dunking in the tiny shorts she wore at the Wild 'N Out event.
As soon as this clip hit Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, it was like someone struck a match in a room full of fireworks. Fans, critics, even Shaq's biggest supporters, they all had something to say. Suddenly, our lovable Shaq was being called out left and right. Creepy, outdated. Uncle Shaq needs to get with the times. Let's just say that the internet was not feeling Shaq's old school take on Angel's fashion choices.
That's so violating and just weird. She looked to that man as a mentor. I actually think he was seriously talking about making money. Homegirl is visibly uncomfortable. Shaq is just one serious allegation away from being taken down in 2024. They not playing with these freaks. For real.
Now, some fans did try to play the defense for Shaq, saying, come on, people are overreacting. It's just Shaq being Shaq.
People gotta ask themselves if she carried herself like, I don't know, Simone Biles or Serena Williams, would he be talking like this?
But let's be honest here, the internet doesn't exactly let things slide these days, and that tidal wave of backlash, it came rolling in faster than you can say, cancel culture. Even some of Shaq's longtime supporters were giving him the side eye, saying, I can't believe he'd say that to someone he calls his niece. Ouch, that's gotta sting more than any trash talk Uncle Shaq ever heard on the court. Yep, that's right. Shaq's been calling Angel his niece for years. He's talked about how he's been there for her since her LSU days, calling her up, giving her advice, making sure she's got the right connections. And this is how he decides to show support. I mean, Shaq, come on, you're supposed to be the gentle giant, the mentor, the guy who always has her back. But instead, you're out here making fashion critiques that frankly, nobody asked for. Then you have the age difference. Let's just call it the generational gap. Shaq is nearly 30 years older than Angel Reese. And look, it's one thing when a 20-something peer says something about her outfit, but when your Uncle Shaq, who's old enough to be your dad, starts suggesting you need to dress differently to sell merch.
Shaq was very out of pocket here. Proves Angel Reese right about being sexualized.
Yeah, you could say that's a little uncomfortable. Shaq's comments definitely struck a nerve. But why? At its core, this controversy shows just how out of sync older and younger younger generations are when it comes to branding, image, and professionalism. For Shaq, a guy who was playing in the NBA before social media was even a thing, his mentor advice might seem well-intentioned, maybe even protective, but to today's fans, his advice feels like an invasion, a critique that's unnecessary, maybe even demeaning. A lot of fans are asking, why should Shaq care what Angel's wearing in the first place? In a world where young athletes are carving out their own brand identities, is there any room left for Shaq's old school approach? So now people are asking whether Shaq can even be a mentor in this day and age. We're talking about one of the most beloved figures in basketball, the guy who was notorious for making people laugh out loud, and now that beloved image, it's looking a little cracked. People are saying he crossed the line, he's out of touch, and maybe, just maybe, he should take a step back from mentoring. But let's give it a shot and think this through, right? Maybe and just maybe, Shaq really does care about Angel Reese, just like a real-life uncle would. It was Shaq who escorted Reese for her senior day ceremony. I mean, I am talking about an easygoing and chill uncle who engages in banter with you and wants only the best for you. Given their dynamics and the long-term relation between them, it could not be a far-fetched idea to think that it was a lesson disguised in a playful banter that Shaq wanted to have with Angel Reese. But little did he know that it would become a blown-out mess after the podcast came out in the open. But if you think that's all there is to this story, well, you are in for a surprise, because here's where things take a wild turn. Hold on to your seats, people, because we are about to discuss another angle to this seemingly one-sided story that might blow your mind. So let's talk about the Angel Reese and her paradox of sexuality. Now, if you are not already aware of it, let me tell you, Angel has been vocal about not wanting to be sexualized by the media. In fact, she has said that she's a professional athlete and wants to be taken seriously.
I just try to stand strong. Like, I've been through so much. I've seen so much. I've been attacked so many times. Death threats, I've been sexualized, I've been threatened, I've been so many things, and I've stood strong every single time.
She has even called out many fans, saying that they are sexualizing her and making fake pictures of her.
Angel Reese has started and released a podcast, Unapologetically Angel, and she immediately took a potshot at Caitlin Clark's fans. She says they are the reason she's sexualized. How? She has sexualized herself.
But on the other hand, her social media is full of posts showing her in outfits that, let's just say, aren't exactly modest. This has some fans scratching their heads, saying, "What's going on, Angel?"
Doesn't want to be sexualized. Rolls up her game shorts as far as possible and makes them booty shorts. Also Angel Reese.
And another commentator summed it up best. You can't complain about being sexualized if you're constantly posting thirst trap photos on Instagram. Ouch. And here's where this debate really takes off, folks. You've got people saying Angel can't have it both ways. That if she's going to dress a certain way for attention, she shouldn't be surprised when people talk about it. I mean, can you blame fans for calling her out? The double standards are practically screaming here.
I don't see the problem with what Shaq said. Angel Reese carries herself like a sex symbol instead of a respectable professional athlete, so as a result, that's how she is going to get treated. It's really that simple.
Of course, let's not ignore the fans who are saying Angel has every right to wear whatever she wants. They're pointing out that Shaq's mindset is outdated, that his tough love style of mentoring doesn't fly in the modern world, and that maybe he should have kept his opinions to himself. The generational divide is on full display here, and it's raising a ton of questions about how much control athletes should have over their image, and how much say mentors should even have in that image. So here's the thing, Shaq has played a big role in Angel's career. He's helped her get endorsements, connected her with sponsors, and has been a genuine mentor since her LSU days. But at what point does mentorship cross a line? Did Shaq go too far here? Or was he just giving her some hard truths in a clumsy way? And how much control should an athlete like Angel even give someone like Shaq over her image? And let's not pretend that Angel is the first female athlete to face this kind of scrutiny. Just look at Naomi Osaka, Serena Williams, and countless others who've had to defend their outfit choices, their public image, and even their personal lives. Female athletes constantly walk a tightrope. Showing too much skin is attention-seeking, but if they play it too conservatively, they're dismissed as boring, which is fine as long as you don't have a flamboyant personality. Unfortunately for Angel Reese, she can be called as the most chic WNBA diva out there, and many consider this as a major factor in this web of controversy. I mean, the same Angel Reese who says she doesn't want to be sexualized is out there wearing outfits that are designed to grab attention.
So Angel Reese complained about being over-sexualized, yet she shows her ass every chance she gets still. You can't make this shut up. And it's sad because she's a beautiful young woman. Hashtag Angel Reese.
I mean, we're not just talking about a few Instagram posts here, guys. She's been showing up to events in revealing outfits. And this has fans doing double takes, saying, if you're uncomfortable with being sexualized, then what's up with all lewd fashion choices? It's like watching a real-life contradiction playing out in real time.
Well, when you walk like a duck, talk like a duck, and quack like a duck, guess what? You're a duck. Angel needs to learn how to take criticism and responsibility for her own bullshit.
Now, here's where things get really interesting. Fans are saying Angel wants attention, but not the critique that comes with it. They're calling her out, saying she can't play both sides. One minute, she's a serious athlete who doesn't want to be objectified, and the next, she's out there flaunting it all for the gram. It's like she's trying to have her cake and eat it too, and let's be real, that's one big messy cake. Alright, so let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture here, because this isn't just about one outfit or one awkward comment on a podcast. This whole drama between Shaq and Angel Reese has tapped into a massive conversation around image, gender expectations, and how we view athletes, especially women, in today's hyper-connected, social media-fueled world. We've seen it time and again. Women in sports are held to impossible standards. They're expected to be fierce competitors on the court and picture perfect off it. And if they dare to embrace their own style or show some skin, boom, they're labeled inappropriate or attention-seeking. Yet if they play it too safe, they're boring or not marketable. The hypocrisy is blinding. But we also have someone in the Wnba who is proving all those notions wrong, and that is none other than Caitlin Clark. I have never seen her wear outfits like Angel Reese, and nobody in Wnba is more popular than her right now. So Reese should learn a thing or two about class from Clark. Coming back to the topic at hand, Shaq's in hot water, Angel's in the middle of a media storm, and fans are caught in the crossfire. Shaq, the old school mentor with a no-nonsense style, is clashing with a new school athlete who's redefining what it means to be a professional in the social media era. And let's be real, it's a mess. But it's also a conversation that's forcing us all to think about the expectations we place on athletes, especially women, and what role mentors should really play. To wrap things up, Shaq bantered with Angel Reese, and it got a little out of hand, prompting a social media frenzy over Angel Reese and her sexuality. Fans were scrambling to defend Shaq as well as attack Angel Reese, while others were blaming Uncle Shaq for being out of pocket. What do you think? Did Shaq cross the line, or is Angel being inconsistent about her public image? Let us know in the comments, hit that like button, and subscribe for the latest updates on this unfolding basketball drama.